All right, what's going on, guys? So, something that's been incredibly frustrating to me is what a lot of people were upset about with the most recent survey that came out. So, I'm not really going to talk about that. But basically, Jagex has a trend of doing something dumb, apologizing for it, saying we'll do better, and then not following through on those promises, right? Like the big issue with the new survey, at least in my opinion, isn't that they were throwing out some ideas, just to see what we thought, but that generally, if Jagex could choose between doing something predatory and not, they often opt to doing something predatory. And this video is going to kind of go over this timeline, right? So obviously we had the whole Hero Pass debacle. Then after that, they started being a little bit more transparent about certain things, maybe. The first of the messages, 'cause I think before this time there was a survey. Yeah, it says right here there was a player value survey. But before this, this webpage here talks about how, okay, they acknowledge that we value our membership, but we think that Treasure Hunter is pretty egregious and that Solomon Store is a little bit, whatever. Me personally, I don't have any issues with Solomon Store. I like cosmetics. I buy cosmetics in every game that I play. I think a lot of people wouldn't mind Solomon Store if that was all it was. The issue is that Treasure Hunter is pretty egregious for a lot of reasons. I've talked about this in the past, but to give a brief summary, basically it's pay for progress, and that's not good. Personally, for RuneScape, I don't really like using pay to win because, my experience with the game as someone who makes educational content, you cannot throw money or XP at problems and make them go away. That's just not how a lot of the endgame content works. But pay for experience and pay for money is pretty egregious in a game where people work hard for their money. Like I work really hard for all the money that I've made. So it's a little bit weird when other people just get to swipe and then, here's $5, right? So yeah, that's my personal take on it. I also think that Treasure Hunter is really predatory on the early game. The biggest example that I usually bring up is with archaeology. Whenever someone tells me that they don't like archaeology, the experience that they usually have is they did the tutorial, didn't really understand mysteries. On Treasure Hunter, they just used a bunch of lamps on archaeology. They got it to like 60 or 70. They trained all their stuff from the highest level spots they could do. And then all of a sudden they hit a bottleneck around, 80 or something where, okay, they don't have any new spots to unlock. And, oh, they need to get a qualification. Well, they need to go back and do every single one of the spots that they missed. And now archaeology sucks because you need to do all of those spots and you're getting like no XP for it, right? That is something that Treasure Hunter allows. And it's kind of crazy to me that Jagex would allow us to mess up our own progression, especially with skills like archaeology in the game, where you're super disincentivized from lamping them. But that's more an issue with archaeology. Not that archaeology has many issues, but it's, PSA, don't lamp archaeology if you can help it. But yeah, that's my take on Treasure Hunter. I think it's bad for the game, and it's just not, it has no place in these kinds of games, but it feels a little slimy that we're paying a monthly membership and they're trying to monetize us beyond. But yeah, so there was the Hero Pass drama. Then, they went on all of this transparency arc, and, there was a player value survey. My recollection of the player value survey is that, okay, we understand that you don't like how we're monetizing the game. Would you be okay with us charging more for membership, and then we'll take away some of the more predatory aspects of the game? As far as I know, most people were very firmly in the, yeah, I'll pay more, even, pretty meaningfully more, if it means, okay, no more, ads in my game. Not that we get ads, but no more Treasure Hunter. Like, Treasure Hunter just gone, right? And, at least from a lot of the conversations that I had, it felt like the community was pretty in line in that we all thought less Treasure Hunter, we're more than happy to pay more for membership. So, okay, cool. This is just saying that they wanted to do this community consultation. As far as I know, this never happened. I haven't heard about it happening. It's possible that it has, so I won't say, oh, this for sure isn't real. But as far as I know, we never got this community consultation. I've never even heard of people joining the community consultation Discord. So, yeah, that's a little bit weird. But, from this was in August of 2024. They said, okay, we understand that you don't like Treasure Hunter. Here's a way that we're going to interact with you guys directly so we can talk about how we can move forward with the monetization. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the next page. So a week later, they say that they're increasing the price of membership. That's interesting. They increase it by $1.50 a month. This makes RuneScape one of the most expensive MMOs in the world. It's not directly the most expensive, but I believe if you have an alt in RuneScape that also has members, this is by far the most expensive game in the world to play on 2 accounts. Most other, if not every other MMOs, you can have a bunch of alts on the same account. You just can't really log into them at the same time. So, being able to play on 2 accounts at the same time is something that has value. I don't know if it's $28 a month worth of value, but okay. So they said that they had the player values survey, and they said that, they understand that we want less egregious monetization, and that we're willing to pay more for membership. So, okay, they're charging us more for membership. The implication here, if Jagex is to be considered a good faith company, is that they are going to pull back from Treasure Hunter. Here, this is in September, right after they increased the prices. They put out a new survey that speaks specifically about microtransactions. So, they're really gathering quite a bit of data, and they seem to be super committed, especially since we just got the price increase at this point. They seem to be super committed to making sure that, okay, we're going to actually take meaningful steps back. That's why we're gathering all this information to make sure that whatever we decide to do with Treasure Hunter, that's going to happen. Okay, cool. Also, just so you guys know, during this whole time, we're still getting new Treasure Hunter promos and all that. So Treasure Hunter hasn't slowed down even a little bit. I believe they even introduced like a new Wednesday thing where every Wednesday there's like a super bonus promo that you get, whatever for. So weird, but they're definitely working on it, I promise. So let's see what's next. So this post is in November. They talk about how there's a whole bunch of more surveys coming out. Notice how they've done a lot of surveys, and on the back end of player experience, nothing has changed for us. The only thing that's changed is our membership has gone up. But they're doing a ton of surveys. Also, this is in November, and they still said, hey, by the way, this community consultation initiatives, they're doing them. Apparently they were done privately. I don't know anything about this, but I haven't heard of anyone saying about anything that happens in this Discord. And on our end, we haven't seen any of the results from this Discord. So again, I'm not going to say that this doesn't exist. Just as far as the general community knows, there have been no fruits of the labor of this Discord. So, okay. But again, we're not super bad faith yet. We're assuming that Jagex is really genuinely trying to gather just as much information as possible. So do you guys remember how Jagex said that they know that we want them to be less predatory with their monetization? So something that's weird, if this is to be true, is the Snow Imps Grotto. So here on December 16th, I believe this update was, this news post was the 16th. So on reset on the 16th is when this news post came out. Santa's Grotto starts. Okay. So we know that one of the rewards is the Aurora Trail. I believe this was the first of the weekly rewards. The second week was the Aurora Sports outfit, and then Aurora Dye and Pink Santa Hat were like the bonus rewards or whatever. They were like extra special promos that it was the rarest item at the time, and these were all part of the promos. Something that's super weird and extremely predatory is that this news post and the following news post that talks about the 12 bonus keys, they don't mention Aurora Santa Hat. Now, why is Aurora Santa Hat a big deal? Aurora Santa Hat is a big deal because Jagex, the company that has made a pledge to be less predatory with their monetization, stealth dropped a 3 bill item without telling anyone. Not only did they stealth drop a 3 bill item and not tell anyone, they also had it run for like 3 days. And then after they had a run for 3 days, they took it down and people complained about it, I assume. And Jagex said, oh, our bad. It came down early and we didn't mean for that to happen. So we're just going to put it back up. But then they also don't extend the promo, right? So from the outside looking in, this seems like a very clear, oh, people are swiping really hard on Aurora Santa. So we're just going to put it back up to milk the customers, right? That's what it seems like, and that's the only explanation I could come up with, especially given that, again, they stealth dropped this. They didn't announce this. We had no idea this was happening. I think the only reason that anyone knew it was coming is that if you looked up Santa Hat in the Grand Exchange a couple days before it went live, there was a entry for Aurora Santa Hat. So this is insane to me. I don't understand why the company that has made a pledge to be better about monetization thinks it's okay to, hey guys, by the way, here's a oopsies, I won 3 bill in Treasure Hunter. I don't know how much money a lot of you guys have in game, but there was a time where this was 4 bill. I think when they re-released it, that's when this tanked down to the 3.1 and it's been around there. But this was pushing 4 to 5 bill for quite a while. 4 to 5 bill on a new account, a mid-tier account, or even like a budding PVMer account. This is account altering money. This is all of my buyables are 99. This is 120 herb lore, and this is best in slot necro with your EOF, all of your scriptures. This is everything. Like your account is set. If you get this, you're good. You don't have to worry about money basically ever again because you can just use necro to farm the rest of your money. The fact that they stealth dropped an item this impactful is unbelievable to me. Again, if I told you that you could beat RuneScape by spending $100 and if you get an Aurora Santa, then you're chilling. If you're an adult with a job, why not, right? This MMO you've been playing for all this time, you don't really have the time to grind, and then you can just swipe $100 and, oh, I got Aurora Santa. Okay, I win. I have everything that I could ever want in this game now. That doesn't seem predatory at all to me. Not even a little bit. But yeah, this is something that really rubbed me the wrong way. And with the most recent survey that came out and the fact that there wasn't anyone talking about how egregious the Aurora Santa Hat release was, it makes me feel like Jagex got away with something really crazy here, because this is completely unacceptable. So I just want to make this video to talk about how I don't think Jagex has any intention of actually pulling back on the monetization, and I wanted to make this video to show why I feel that's the case. It's really sad and it's unfortunate because I think that RuneScape is, 6 months away from being the best MMO in the market if the devs are allowed to put in the work that they desperately need to put in. This is no shade to any of the devs because, I think a lot of the devs are doing good work, but it's really unfortunate that the people who are making the decisions are just blatantly lying and not taking their commitment seriously. It's really unfortunate because I want to see this game succeed. As much as I have issues with how things have gone recently with Jagex, it's really unfortunate that this company can keep doing bad things, keep saying, okay, guys, we'll do better. And then, the company that said, we understand that you don't like super egregious monetization, does arguably the most egregious version of monetization they've ever done with this Aurora Santa Hat drop. So, yeah, I don't really like making videos like this, but the reality is that no one's really talking about this. I think Jagex should get a lot more shade for this. So, yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I probably shouldn't run ads on this video, but we're probably getting ads in RuneScape, so if they're gonna put ads on all their shit, then why don't I, right? But yeah, take it easy, guys.